probably one of my favorite stacks. It just feels so good. If you're new here, I'm Shalette, and I really love creating these very short scenes of my life with the Pocket 3. I just get 3 different shots, ideally a wide, a medium, and some type of close-up shot, and then I stack them together and create this very short scene. And then I put them on Instagram or YouTube Shorts. They're a fun way to stay creative throughout my day without taking too much time. So in this series, I'm gonna break down how I shoot some of these scenes with the Pocket 3 to give you some ideas. So first things first, here are my settings on screen. My settings do not change. The only variable is gonna be my white balance, but I usually pretty much change that in post if I feel like it. And then if I'm gonna be using an ND filter or not. All right, let's break down this scene. So in this scene, I'm at Lake Kawaguchiko. Highly recommend you go. It's, did not mean to rhyme that. It is right by Mount Fuji. It's a beautiful place. And I was staying in the most incredible Japanese style home. So let's first start with our wide shot. And when I shoot these, I usually do start with a wide shot because a wide shot is really gonna help establish the scene. And in that shot, I'm gonna pick a couple details to reveal later in a medium or a close-up shot. So for this wide shot, I really wanted to capture a couple things that I really liked about this scene. And that was the plants that are on the ledge, me sitting there enjoying my breakfast. But what I really wanted to capture in this shot was the morning light and how the trees were just creating these shadows, and not only creating shadows, but they're moving because they're blowing in the wind. And I thought that just brought this whole scene to life. So I really love that detail. And what I also like about these moments is that this only happens at a very specific time of day where I'm sitting. So it makes it a little more special because throughout the day, the sun is not going to be coming directly into that window anymore. So how I shot this. So if you've seen any of my videos about the Pocket 3, you're gonna be sick of me talking about this crab claw. I use it all the time. This crab claw is the most versatile tool I have, and it allows me to mount my camera all over the place. So I was able to find a spot on top of the window on the side of the room, and I mounted the camera on top of it. So where I mounted the camera was a little high up, so I wasn't really able to see the shot perfectly. So I just adjusted it the best that I could. And then I pretty much always use the Mimo app to connect to the camera and view my shot. So this shot is definitely kind of out of character for me because, for example, I usually like to shoot straight on and get more symmetry and work with leading lines to create a focal point. But the way I had this camera mounted allowed me to see the outside and the inside and just see everything that I wanted to capture. And I think that's why it's growing on me, because it's not necessarily how I would usually shoot a wide shot. But that's another reason why I enjoy using the crab claw, because you kind of inevitably find angles that you just wouldn't use because you just have to use the space around you to find a place to mount your camera. All right, moving on to our toast. So this is the close-up that I went for, and I wanted to capture the small moment of just spreading jam on bread. And I thought a top-down angle would be the best way to do that. So I found another spot to mount my camera using the crab claw directly above the plate. And it was great that I found a spot to mount the camera directly overhead, but my shot was basically upside down, so this is how it looked in camera. So all I had to do was just flip it upside down in post. And then also because I'm shooting in 4K, I can crop and slightly adjust my frame if I need to without losing quality. So I punched in just a little bit, and then I also like the leading lines of the wood under the plate, and so I just tried to make those as straight as possible using the rotation angle in DaVinci Resolve. All right, now for the last shot. So for this shot, I wanted to capture a couple things. I really love the bright red jam against the green in the background. And then I wanted to capture the coffee cup. And you can even see the steam still coming out of this cup. And that's how I know I was filming this pretty quick, because I remember I didn't have to reheat my coffee at all. And that's how I prefer it. I love shooting these scenes, but I really don't want it to take too much time because it really doesn't have to. And that's why I just need to pick out 3 simple shots to tell that story and then just go on about my day. And then again in the shot, you're actually able to see the trees that were casting the shadow in that wide shot. So it kind of completes the full scene. And then you get this nice bokeh actually, because the Pocket 3 is always shooting at f2.0. So I'm able to get that separation and have my jam and my coffee cup really pop. So this house actually had a ton of mounting points, so I just found another spot to mount the Pocket with the claw. So I wanted to shoot at this angle because I was basically shadow side of the jar and shadow side of the coffee cup. And what I mean by that is that you have the sun coming in on the right side, bringing in all this light, but because I'm shooting on the opposite side of the light, the cup and the jar are gonna have shadows on the opposite side, and that's gonna create a little more dimension. Shoot shadow side and you're gonna be able to get a little more dimension out of your shot. And that's how I shot this short scene with the Pocket 3. If you want to view the stack, definitely check that out on my Instagram. And if you like this breakdown, definitely check out my rainy Tokyo night breakdown video. It's the only other one I have at the time of making this video, but I promise I'm going to be making more of these so you can see what I'm doing. Thanks for watching.